Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Top 5 and 5. So we're going to do 5 stocks in 5 minutes. As always, subscribe to this channel, put on notifications because what we go over here is pretty timely. You really don't want to be looking at it, a couple days from now. You really want to look at it as soon as it comes out and you want to be notified. So we're just going to jump right into it. Some of these names you're going to recognize, some of them you're not. This is a pretty interesting trade, Airbnb. And I just want to walk through this because what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the possibility of a short-term reversal. And so I'm just going to walk through this. I have these fib levels drawn with the swing low, swing high on the year. Okay, this is where you're at. And we ran right to this one today. Now, we've been doing this a lot lately where we're hitting key levels and then we're bouncing, right? You can see how we did it here, tested, hit it here, flipped it here, right? This is just a fib level. But what I like about this is we're sitting right on it. So you actually broke down, rallied, came back, failed, tested it again, and closed up. Now, that could be because of the end of the day, but my risk versus reward here is relatively cheap. So all I'm looking for is this. If you mark from here on down, you just do a simple trend line, right? If you do a simple trend line right here, and you know that this is a support level, and again, watch the video at the end of this, which talks about support and resistance. But what you're seeing is now you're wedged in here, right? So this has to make a decision. Now, what that decision is, I have no idea yet. What we're going to do is we're going to hope that we get up over this. So the next bar over this, let's just call it 199 3/4, okay, to make sure that you're clean. That way you're above both of these. Okay, and then very simply, your stop is just going to be the low of these bars, right? That's it. And usually if you do a wedge line break, you could trade back up to the top of the wedge line. So that would get you to a 208. That's what we're looking for. So this one people will have been following for some time, and it's sold off, but now it looks like it's really ready to go. And let's just talk about this for a minute. So I don't really need these, right? We can put them in, but they're not really adding a ton of value, right? But here's what does add value in something like this. When you're basing like this, it doesn't really do a tremendous amount. But understanding that you were in a trend down, now you started to attack this high, and that's good. That's the first higher high we've actually made. Okay, that was today. But you have another one that's right here, right? That's just waiting. So all you're looking to do is to flip that level. And to do that, you would need to get above 534.29. And all we're looking for is a retest up to here. Realistically, it could break through that. It's been basing now since June. So you could do that. You could flip there. This one probably will not come as a huge surprise, but NVIDIA should definitely be on everybody's radar tomorrow. This is where we were in from the newsletter, but let's just drill down into what's going on after hours. So what I'm going to have to do with this is give you levels because we just don't know where it's going to open. So that's going to be the easiest way to do it. So I have support and resistance lines drawn in, and these lines are from where we have been off of a daily, and then they just flow onto the 15-minute, right? Always use multiple time frames. You could see how we rejected up here the first time, right? 309. If you clear this, you're going to go to 320. This is the big one. This is the one we really want to clear, okay? If you come back down to this level, 301.59, you could look at it as a possible entry spot to retest this. And if we're lucky enough, we can get back down to this 294. But I'm going to have you try to focus on this 301.50 and this 308.59. If this does happen, I'm very interested in adding to the position, okay? RBLX. So I know it came out and hit an all-time high today, and people will, they'll say, oh, I don't want to get involved in it. If you didn't get involved with something because it's hitting a highs, you would have missed out on RIVN, for example, which is up 70% in 5 days. So the question is, what do you do now? Well, the reason that I like this is this, okay? You can see the higher high, right? But again, multiple time frames. Here's the hourly. Let's get rid of the indicators, and I don't need after hours. Okay, so here's my high, right? On the 16th, I break that. On the 17th, off the rip, hourly forms a flag, and builds. All I'm looking for is for this hourly flag to break out and push higher. 125.88 is what you're looking for, okay? So please share this video and comment if you find value in it. If you don't find value in it, don't share it. But I would appreciate it. I purposely don't run commercials in the middle of this so that we can just get down to it and we don't waste anyone's time. The last one is SOXL. Why? Well, very simply, semis were on hiatus until they came out and saw what happened with NVIDIA. Well, this is what you're seeing happen after hours, right? You're up a little bit. I think you're going to see some buying step in here now that the last big semi is out with earnings and it was a really good report. Now, overall, if you look at stocks like AMD and some of the chip manufacturers, they're all moving. This 3X ETF is really setting up, and it's setting up nicely. We had a nice breakdown here, testing that 8 and flipping. All you're looking for is 66.43. That's all you're looking for. Flip that and just get out of the way. I think this is a pretty simple and easy trade. So, just take a moment. I try to stress this to people, but take a moment at the end of this and just look at these videos. Understanding candlestick patterns and how to draw support and resistance lines, RSI. I cannot stress how important it is to develop your skill set. It really is. So, as always, trade sharp.